Yeah, the storyboards are really the very first thing that you see of the movie. You get to watch the characters kind of be born and be molded into who they are. The first time that Emmett sees Lucy, I just really wanted Lucy to come off as somebody who is like almost too cool for him, but at the same time, not anything that we've seen a lot of before. She flips her hair in that fabulous way. And Emmett just is, he's completely in love.
One of the early drafts of the movie, we had them go to King Carl's castle, and it was a land of a bunch of forgotten parts, and it sort of evolved into Cloud Cuckoo Land. But before, they went looking for magical pieces that they couldn't find anywhere else, so they kind of went there and they were talking to King Carl. And then this huge battle happened where he's defending his castle against the invading army, and they have rainbow guns and they've got puppy guns, and we never made it into the final, but it was really fun to watch.
A lot of those side characters, I think, the background characters, the cute little one-liners came out of, I think, just us joking around in the recording room and ended up making it into the movie. Scratch really ended up being one of my favorite parts of working on the movie because it's so fun to see what all the staff comes in and performs, and to hear what comes out of them is always surprising.
One of my favorite characters is Benny, the space guy, and I really enjoyed storyboarding his backstory. Originally, Emmett and his gang land on the moon, and that's where we meet Benny for the first time. And he was living there by himself. He had a best friend named Moppy, who's actually just a mop. He was also eating some astronaut ice cream, which is just vanilla and chocolate. And he mixed them up, and it makes the choconilla, which is just like vanilla, but it tastes worse. When I heard Charlie Day's voice, I definitely felt like we channeled the same Benny-ness.
I'd like to tell you a little story about the green stripe. We put it in the movie as a signature of Emmett's, and at one scene when he's tied to the 9-volt battery and he somehow manages to build this green stripe which mesmerizes the oncoming robots, and he kind of whips it like a towel and knocks them around, and then he whips it again, and I had this idea that he would run to the front of it and catapult himself into the power control room, knocking himself into the depths of question mark. It was a scene that we kind of had a feeling might get cut at some point, but it was fun to work on nonetheless, and nice little reminder. Sometimes you get the awesome action scene that makes it the final cut, sometimes you get the green stripe.
The best part of working on Lego was the team. Every morning, we would, at 10 o'clock, meet with everyone. We'd all sit down in a room, and it seemed like it'd be super boring, but we'd start just talking about work stuff, but next thing you know, we're talking about all stuff, and you never would know what we'd say that might find its way in the movie in some weird form.
It's the idea of being able to work with other people on something. You read it on the page, and it's an idea, and then you kind of expand it a little bit when you're drawing, and then you have conversations with the editors and the directors and other story artists, and it grows in a way that you don't expect.
Much like the team that is in the Lego movie, we each brought something to the table.
And that's kind of, I think, the story of the entire movie. All these really silly elements coming together seemingly randomly.
I came in as a single board artist and walked away with a real team and family, which I didn't expect. I never have connected with a group of people so well before.
I still love Benny, and I still love buying Lego sets.
It was amazing to see it realized in animation, because to see your ideas up there on the big screen is really, I think, the reason we all get into this business in the first place.